Hi. Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Mexico, how are you guys doing tonight? How are you doing tonight?
I'm a little sick, but I'm here. I'm
We're
here,
here.
and welcome to the Cracker Cold Ones podcast, where a couple of guys are going to enjoy some recently open chilled beverages and pretend like we know what we're talking about. I'm guy number one, Grayson.
I'm guy number 2, Hyman.
And we're cracking into it. All right,
Or
that's
trying
all the
to
words
crack
I'm going to
into
say today. I just got them all out.
Can
oh,
we
I'm
work
supposed to drink
together?
this. My bad. We're getting extra sloppy today.
For all you ASMR listeners.
Jesus. I'm a little bricked up right now. The energy's going to be on chaos today. I'm just going to warn y'all. I was asleep like 30 minutes ago. I've been in a coma half the day.
He just woke up.
I literally just woke up. So we'll do our best. Let's get into it. Let's just jump right into it.
Of course, since the energy's up, let's start it off with
The Masters. Rory McIlroy.
Masters.
Rory
Wow.
McIlroy.
Round of applause for Rory. Where if you're listening, Rory, congrats
I love
on
you,
your
Rory.
second win.
Yeah, he won the Masters tournament. There was some controversy about him like practicing early and shit, but you know, pop off, Rory McIlroy. Allegedly.
It's fine. I mean, we looked into it. It's not as bad as you guys think.
And they practice at the site before their tournaments, like not infrequently. It's really not that big of a deal. People act like it is. It's like, oh no, we gotta early look at the course. They play on the same shit half the time. Like,
Yeah.
it ain't that deep. At the end of the day, golf is very much a like, how did you perform that day? You can learn some ins and outs from doing a course early. That is like, I'm not denying it, but I don't think him practicing suddenly changes the fucking game or nothing.
Yeah, it doesn't take away from his skill, from his skills, from his technique, the times he's put in, training, working. He's been at it since I looked into it. He's been playing golf since like 17. I think he went pro around that time, like around
Yeah, I believe so. He's
around
been
the 20s.
Yeah.
He's been at it for a while.
He's been
like,
a big name in the golf community for a long
yes,
time.
of course.
And he's now up in some elite rankings after this Masters win with the likes of folks like Tiger Woods. Well-deserved. I mean, Rory McIlroy is like one of the best players ever. And he was in Happy Gilmore, too. And that's a special place, you know?
Yeah.
Not just anyone
Yeah,
gets
he's
into Happy Gilmore, too.
exactly. He knows Adam Sandler, so you know he's up there.
Yep. Adam Sandler and maybe even Andy Samberg. They weren't in
Andy
that movie.
Samberg, Eminem.
We're just naming white guys, I guess.
No, he was in the movie.
No, I mean, Andy Samberg wasn't in the movie. Eminem was in the movie, and Bad Bunny, but he's not
Bad
white, so
Bunny.
he doesn't fall under your list.
He doesn't count.
Next up, in more serious news, but kind of, if I'm being honest, somewhat a nonsense news. Ruben Bain Jr. of Miami, big popular draft prospect. We talked about him last week in our mock draft. He's getting into some hot water. There's been a lot of discussion over a crash that he was in, a fatal car crash from 2024. There's been a lot of pointing fingers and all sorts of stuff. Obviously, it's a tragedy. I'm not trying to discount that, but it's coming up 2 years after the fact, right before the draft. Like, it's one of those classic people are trying to lower his draft value and things like that. He was the allegations against him were dropped, or charges, excuse me, were dropped. The family wished him well. Like, I'm not gonna pretend to know everything that went on, and sometimes some of the stuff gets like swept under the rug and all that, but it being brought up now is just because people want to screw with him, and that's always dumb. Like, you're hurting the family that was involved with that. You're hurting a kid that, you know, if the legal system did its job initially or essentially didn't do something wrong is kind of the way that it came out. So like, why screw up people's lives for that versus just it happened and let him go about his business? But fallout from it, we may see his his stock drop a little bit. He might drop some slots. He was already dropping a bit. He was like the second overall prospect half the season until they measured his little T-Rex arms, and then he dropped quite a bit in a lot of people's mocks. So we'll see if he drops even more. I highly doubt he drops out of the first round or something like that, but instead of being a top 10, he could be like a top 20 and maybe even a top 30 or something. It's hard to say. But there will be some teams that are turned off when they are reminded of this because it's bad PR.
Yeah, he'll be fine. He's not gonna. It's not like a huge piece of information that's gonna ruin him or take him down or be completely dismissed. He's still getting watched by sponsors and spectators and what are they called?
Coaches.
No, the other word.
Scouts.
Yeah, scouts.
Yeah. I mean, we've known about this for years. It happened 2 years ago. This was not like a secret or something. So any teams that were looking at him were aware of this. But at the end of the day, the NFL it's football, but it's also a business and it's entertainment. So you do have to like take into consideration controversies like this, the fact it's really big in the public eye. Like I said, that just might turn off some teams that are looking more for like jersey sales than just a purebred best player available. So it just depends, you know.
Yeah, and just looking at his stats, like he's still improving. He's improved from 2024 from 2025. Like his stats are going up. He's played almost all of his games. He's got 87. What is that? 875 yards, 9 touchdowns. Like, bro is a machine.
Ruben Bain does? He's on defense.
Yeah, Ruben Bain Jr.
How the hell he got so many yards?
Whoops, my bad.
I was about to say. I was like, pop off, Ruben Bain. How'd you get fucking 900 yards on defense? You a maniac.
He does it all. Nah, my bad. I was looking at the guy above him. Yeah, he has improved, so that part was right.
I mean, he is a sack machine. He's a very talented player. Like, I think the arm thing isn't a consideration, but like the crash, I really don't think changes anything.
As of like 2 weeks ago, he's had 12 sacks out of like 16 games, so he's in there.
Yeah, not bad at all.
Pass yardage is really good. Run defense is up there. Like, yeah, this man is a machine for an edge. People would definitely be looking for him, especially in the draft where people are looking for edges, like the Bears, the 49ers. Who else? A lot of teams are looking for edge.
A lot of teams. I mean, edge is such a premier position, and we've got some big names at the edge position, but that doesn't mean you can't get more. I had him in the top 5 going to the Titans in my mock draft. I think you had him not too far after that. I think he was in your top 10 as well, and that's generally about where he tends to slot. Because of the arms, he has fallen off from being like the number 1 edge. Plus, you got like the linebacker duo that can play edge with Sonny Styles and Arvell Reese. So, you know, there's some people that might jump him, but I think Ruben Bain's going to be just fine. He's a hell of a prospect, a hell of a player.
A bit of competition because there are a couple of edges out there that are being looked at, but it doesn't mean that he's not out of the running. He might get picked a little bit later, but he's hanging in there. He's in there like with Akeem Mesidor. Yeah, Akeem Mesidor. I don't know why I was doing that with my arm. Akeem. The beer's already getting to me. Yeah, Akeem Mesidor. We got T.J. Parker, which is up there on the charts. Do I see anybody else? Oh, Keldrick Falk.
Yeah, Keldrick Falk.
Ruben
David Bailey.
Yeah, Ruben Bailey's up there.
David
Reese Bailey.
Is
right.
Usually being sold as an edge. A lot of people have him going really early as an edge, but technically he's a linebacker. He's just played a lot of edge. So yeah, it's tough running for defense this year. There's a lot of really good defensive players, but that's about the long and the short of it. But in some hot goss, you're going to talk about some hot goss? We got Diana Rossini and Mike Vrabel seen in what country was it?
What country?
Was it another country or was it just like in Miami or some shit?
What
where they got like seen together?
No, that was where they got caught. It was in Arizona.
Arizona, the hot spot of hot goss. And You've got more details on it, so I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you finish. But first, honestly,
what?
I don't even know fully what has gone on there. It seemed like it was just that they were like hugging, real close, and then there was other pictures coming out like he was there with a bunch of people. So I was like, okay, this is just them kind of skewing things out of control. But then she stepped down formally, so like clearly something has come out. That's not a great look. So get into it though. Give me the hot goss. Spill the tea, sis.
Yeah, let me paint a picture. It's Arizona. It's the off season.
I know it well.
And what comes with Arizona? Phoenix.
Tumbleweeds. Oh.
Yes, and sand and desert. But 32 teams, coaches, officials, what to
Great
call?
players, great coaches.
Yeah, great coaches, great
Great
teams,
staff.
great staff. You know, anybody that's involved with football is there. Sponsors, what are the offense?
Post Malone,
Yeah, he was there.
Shane Gillis.
Yeah, they were promoting their Bud Light. We're not sponsored.
Not sponsored yet. Bud Light, please call me. Please return my calls. Anyway.
drive responsibly. But yeah,
No, don't drink responsibly. Just drive responsibly. Drink wherever you want.
yeah.
That's not my official stance. Please don't at me. Continue.
But yeah, offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators, paparazzi, anybody is there, and they get together in a meeting in Arizona. Today, this year, just happened to be in Arizona, and they were meeting up, talking the talk, talking football like we are here, but just in a bigger
Forum.
yeah. And how the story goes. There's a whole timeline. You can look it up. Some random Patriots fan, came up with a timeline on how it happened, step by step. And the story goes that they were, what's his name?
Mike Vrabel.
Yeah,
It was Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini are the two big names. And just so that there's more context, Mike Vrabel, coach of the Patriots, of course. Diana Rossini is one of the like big names at like ESPN sort of stuff.
Huge reporter, not just any reporter, but huge reporter. Started at ESPN and then eventually transferred over to the dang it, I forgot what was the name called. But
maybe Fox, I don't remember. But no, it's not Fox.
No, it was a New York Times. The article, I think it's called. Oh, The Athletic. That's what it's called.
But yeah, very big name. She's does a lot of very good coverage. She's like an Adam Schefter type of like fresh off the presses news, a lot of interviews. Like she's very much in the football sphere. Yeah, she's
well known and very respected in what she does. So we don't want to take anything away from what she does. She's done a lot for football. So it's just unfortunate that this kind of happened. The reason why I keep putting quotation marks, because a lot has happened, but at the same time, nothing really happened. It's a whole lot of something, but it's really nothing. But to continue on, fast forward after the meetings, the meeting where they make the
magic happen.
Yeah.
I mean, usually in those meetings, it's a lot of like discussing new policies for the season. It's just kind of getting into the business side of football and like the less sexy stuff of like, are there any rule changes? Are there any big changes to the way that we're kind of managing games? Like a whole lot of stuff like that. I think they do the coach picture around this time and stuff. But it's a whole bunch of stuff that like the average fan is really not going to get super into. There's a lot of press conferences where they really don't say that much usually. So it's mostly just about logistics and all that.
Right. It's also where the script's written too.
Yeah, that's when they start getting into the down and dirty of the script.
Yeah, they choose who's the Super Bowl winner, what colors should the logo be, who's gonna
be the new MVP,
who's gonna get injured,
who gets a baby,
who gets married, who doesn't get married, what celebrity should be paired with what. Running back, wide receiver, tight end, that kind of stuff. Anyway, so getting off the rails here, but so Arizona, Phoenix, it was like a weekend. They were there for like a couple days. They dip. Like after the meeting, they're just like, "Hey, let's go to Sedona." So they go to Sedona, which is I've been to Sedona. It's nowhere near Phoenix. It's like off to the side. Like if you were gonna say like, "Oh, they were there for work," because technically both of them were there for work. They had their jobs and they did their jobs, but somewhere in the plans they just decided to do their own thing, and which happens a lot. Like this isn't like what I dug up is that they're not like strangers to each other. It's not like a first time thing where it's just like it's like, hey, can I talk to you for a minute? No, this is like they've known each other for like decades.
Yeah, they've both been in football for forever, and you know, I mean, Mike Vrabel played with the Patriots for a long time before becoming a coach. Diana Rossini's been in the football sphere forever, so yeah, they've known each other for a long time. He was coach of the Titans, getting like talking to reporters and doing stuff all the time for a while.
Yeah, so it's not like he had his hand. He like twisted his hand or something to get him out there. They both agreed to, just talk football. I'm assuming that's what it was. Let's talk football and let's go to Sedona and just have a one-on-one talk football, like upcoming trades, like the one with what's his name before I mess up his name again?
Max Crosby.
Yeah, that
before
guy.
you try to say a different Cosby.
Yeah, not to be confused with the other Crosby, but yeah, we don't know what they were talking about. We don't know what was said. All we know is that they met up, and somebody with a camera that just happened to be there. Who's out there with a camera in Sedona? I've been to Sedona. It's secluded. There's nothing out there.
But if you hear that Mike Vrabel's out there, you bring your camera.
Yeah, so that's what makes me. Well, we'll jump into the theories later, but let's. Right now, we're dropping the facts out here. It was just two people meeting up, talking football. We don't know what was said, but that's pretty much what else would they talk about? They're both married to two separate people, and the person with the camera ended up just taking like couple pictures. One of them with them holding hands, another one them dancing on a rooftop. They could have just been, having an argument or discussion. It was like,
that's a crazy take. Continue.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? Hold me. Now spin me around. Diana, please.
Please.
Now dip me.
You said if I told you what we were going to do that you're going to.
You said if I gave you the playbook that you'd put me on the script. Now dip me. Now kiss me.
That's a dramatic improvisation of what we assumed happened. But yeah, took pictures. The weekend went on like nothing. Everybody went back to their respective towns, cities, jobs, and everything went by like normal. This happened like weeks ago, so it's not like it just happened. The pictures got leaked, and then that's when everything went downhill. People like to run with the balls like, oh, here's the narrative that happened, which we don't know what it was because nobody, up to this point, nobody has come forward. What's his name again?
Mike Vrabel.
Vrabel. I can never say his last name. Yeah. Vrabel hasn't said anything. He hasn't spoke about it. What's her name again?
Diana Rossini.
Yeah, Diana hasn't come forward. None of their spouses have come forward. What's the CEO's name?
Oh,
the
Roger
Patriots?
Goodell? Oh,
Yeah.
no. You're talking Patriots.
Yeah, Patriots.
The owner, Robert Lee.
Yeah. Yeah, he hasn't said it. Nobody has said anything. Nobody has come forward.
Will they? Whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever his name is. Will they come forward? Maybe, maybe not. At this point, it doesn't seem like they are going to address it. It just seems like it's going to be like just kind of whatever. It's not our deal. But let me get into why it's a big deal now, because the facts are just that they went to work and they got snapped. They got their pictures taken of them two together, and that's about it. And the big reason why that it's a big thing is because both of them are married. They were in a resort, like a very fancy resort where it specializes in couples, getaways. Like it gets intimate. It's fancy, and it's pretty much meant for lovers and couples, and apparently reporters and coaches.
Yeah, reporters and coaches.
Yeah.
But there were pictures of them with other folks. It wasn't like they just went here privately with the two of them.
Well,
Um,
well, the pictures are only about them two.
there was one other one I saw that was, it wasn't like in the main batch of leaks, and
Okay.
it was those two and like 5 or 6 other big football folks all
Okay.
being there. So it seems like everybody was like, oh, let's just get out of here and go do something fun. Obviously, some of the stuff like dancing around on a rooftop is a little sus, but
Yeah.
if everybody's drinking and having fun, like we have not seen anything like inherently bad. In all honesty, until she resigned, that was kind of the first time I was
Yeah.
like, okay, maybe there's some guilt here, because
Yeah.
you don't do that if nothing happened. Up until that point, it just seemed like, yeah, it's a little sus, but like, if they're
Yeah.
just getting a little handsy, then technically no one's done anything wrong. It's just not a great look.
Yeah, no rules were broken. No, nothing really with football happened. If anything, it has nothing to do with football. It just
Yeah.
happens to be two people involved with the NFL and like sports medias and stuff like that. And like he said, I just had a brain fart, but
Honestly, I think if it wasn't the Patriots, it would be a less hot topic thing. But we've already talked about it on this podcast. They've been, deep in controversy forever. Um, Mike Vrabel specifically hasn't really ever had big controversies, but the Patriots have had a slew of them. That's quieted down a lot in recent years, but they just had the big problem with Stephon Diggs and then ultimately let him go. Now they've got something going on with Mike Vrabel that doesn't look great. Like, it's kind of just helping the narrative that the Patriots will always be like messy. No matter what they seem to do. So whether or not it really
Yeah.
matters, it's just kind of helping along that narrative of like, yeah, they know
Right.
some fuck shit all the time.
yeah, the moment she resigned is when everything just went downhill, and it was like, oh, they're doing something sketchy, they're doing something wrong, it's the Patriots, they cheated before, they're gonna cheat again, and it's like it just gets blown up out of proportion, and whatever you want to believe, just take everything with a grain of salt, because at the end of the day, we don't know what happened, and we don't know what they were really doing there. So according to her, there was them two, and then like 4 other people, so like 6 in total. So for all we know, it could have just been friends hanging out and just kind of talking football
And
then,
dancing.
yeah, apparently nothing went down, nothing was wrong, and there's also clips of her bashing her husband, like during like sports talks. So they bring that up and they connect it with that. I was like, oh, she's definitely cheating and stuff like that. But we don't know what's going behind closed doors in her life and then her marriage. She could just be talking. She could. I doubt it. She's having the nerves. She's been on TV multiple times, so it could be something that is she just like expressing like involuntarily. It's just like little hints of things here and there that you can kind of puzzle together, and it just makes her look bad. It makes them both look bad. At the end of the day, like he said, like it might not even affect them at all. He's still going to be the head coach.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere. They're
Yeah.
not going to let him go.
Yeah,
for
they're not
something
going
like
to fire
this.
him. If anything, at this point, it's like, yo, this is between you and her and your personal business. Like like I said, no rules were broken, no regulations have been crossed, no lines have been crossed, no contracts have been breached, like nothing like that. It's just, like I said, it's a whole lot of stuff, but it's really nothing.
The only reason I even wanted to bring it up is because she resigned. Up until that point, I was fully dismissing it as like, whatever, it's just media nonsense. But because she's resigned, that is, number one, just a big name leaving The Athletic. And before we even say anything else, like, Diana Rossini, you're a legend. You should continue in the football sphere. I don't give a fuck what you're up to without your husband. Whether or not something happened, I really don't care. That's up to you. That's your business. It has nothing to do with the ball. So, like, I say go about your business and live your best life. But either way, it's kind of leaking into becoming football news because of the resigning. And now it's one of those like, well, if she resigned, clearly something must have happened.
Yeah.
It can't just be because of some like tweets back and forth talking shit. Like that's not going to get someone fired or quitting. So it just raises the eyebrow of like, okay, maybe something happened, and maybe gives the Patriots yet another like knock on their resume of just looking a little sketch.
Yeah, she'll be fine. She's she's like I said, she's not just some nobody. She's a legend. She does a lot of work. She's well known. Her credentials, like bro, I looked it up on Wikipedia. She has a lot.
She's been out here. She's been out here doing it for a long time.
Not like that, but
not Mike Vrabel specifically,
Yeah.
but if she wants
yeah,
to.
I don't know her personally, but she'll bounce back. I'm assuming this is probably like what, like a week. Well, it'll just be floating around.
Yeah,
It's going to be stuck to the Patriots forever because
Yes.
people that don't like the only reason how this is going to continue on is if haters like that don't like the Patriots or people that are just like the drama and like to stir the pot will bring it up. I was like, well, what about that scandal? I was like, we're from Houston, so I hear the whole trash can thing with the Rockets not Rockets with the Astros all the time. So it won't never escape them, and it's unfortunate, but it's just kind of one of those things where you just kind of like, yeah, whatever, man, and just kind of like push it to the side. They'll both bounce back. They're both professionals. Nobody's in trouble or whatever thing. Nobody got suspended. Nobody got fired. The only reason why she left the Athletics, it's on her own terms. She just doesn't.
As far as we know, I mean, sometimes when people resign, they're asked to, but like we won't know.
Right,
that.
we
So
don't.
like, yeah, it's barely news, but it's kind of news. You know, more than anything, I'm just like, props to you guys. Do your thing. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, whatever you guys decide to do behind closed doors is their privacy. It's their business. It's not really ours.
Yeah, I'm not trying to condone cheating on your significant other or whatever, but like it's just truly not our business at the end of the day. I don't really care about stuff like this, but it is news, and it is now important because we've lost, for the time being, a big figure in football, and it's another blemish on the Patriot record, and everyone's going to keep pointing to it for a while until the next big thing happens. But that was about the all of it.
Yeah, pretty much the all of it. There might be more in the future, probably not. If there is, we'll talk about it. But as of right now, it doesn't seem like anybody's speaking up. Doesn't seem like anybody cares enough to. Supposedly there's an investigation, but who knows if that would ever conclude, or even if it does conclude, will they even tell us? Will they even tell the public? Oh, here's what we found.
Yeah, if they leak the video Kim K style, then we'll do a live reaction, of course. But until that point. You want to talk about the World Cup?
Yes, let's move on. World Cup.
It's happening.
It's
Houston,
happening,
baby.
Houston got 7 games. They're already preparing the stadium. Like they erased the energy. No, it's not energy anymore.
Yeah. Well, it's still NRG.
Oh, is it? Yeah. What was it called before?
Oh shit! What was it called before?
I forgot. The Astrodome.
No, not the Astrodome. Shit, what was it called? It was something dumb. It was like named after a vacuum or some shit, or maybe that was the Cowboys Stadium. One of them was like Dyson or some shit. But either way, yeah, they're covering up all the logos because FIFA ain't about it. And the World Cup will be coming soon. Football, baby, but the other kind.
Yeah. Houston is preparing. All the countries that are in, what is it, like Canada, United States, and Mexico are involved.
Among a whole bunch of others,
So, yeah. There's going to be hype. People are going to be definitely looking for Cristiano Ronaldo because he has a Portugal game here. Word on the street is he's not going to show because, somebody with a comb over and orange skin hates fun. So I guess we'll see. Nothing's official about that. I'm sure he'll show up. They'll figure out something. It's Cristiano Ronaldo. He brings in the money, and that's what this country needs is the money. So why would they deny that?
It'd be like a political statement, like the Bad Bunny thing. So I mean, we'll see.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
I don't want to take away from it too much. Like we're not a political pod. We got our opinions and we take stands on occasion, but this is meant to be lighthearted and fun, so we're not going to super dive into that sort of side of things. But more than anything, World Cup.
Yeah, look forward to it. If you got a ticket, congrats, because
them be expensive.
Yeah, there was you had to go through labyrinths and
you had to do an obstacle course just to get one of the chance to get one of those.
Yeah,
I was it's on my back doorstep. Like I should definitely get a ticket, and I saw the price and was like, just kidding. I'll watch it on TV.
Yeah, for a very popular sport, they really don't want us to watch it.
No, I tried.
To go.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll watch it, but apparently they don't want us to go in person.
It's fine.
I don't
We
know.
don't get the privilege.
It is. Yeah, we're American. We don't.
In basketball terms, we got the NBA playoffs starting off. Go basketball. Let's get into it. You want to read off East and I'll do West?
Cool. I'll do East. Okay, so on the East, we got the Pistons, the Celtics, the Knicks, the Cavs, the Raptors, Hawks. And for the playing games, we have the 76ers. I almost said 49ers.
Okay.
The 76ers. We got the Magic. We got the Hornets and the Heat. As of now, the Hornets have beaten the Heat and the 76ers have beaten Magic. So they're all in. I forgot where exactly they land. I think they took 6 and 7. But, yeah, those are...
We might be idiots. On the West side, we got the Thunder, champs from last season. Spurs, Nuggets, Lakers, minus Luka Doncic. Rockets. Let's go Rockets. Timberwolves. And then in the play-ins, we got Suns, Trailblazers, Clippers, and Warriors.
How do you feel about those teams?
Honestly, we got some like exciting younger talent, but there's some of these teams in here where it's like you guys are just kind of old and struggling to make it this deep into the season.
Yeah.
Like the Warriors and the Lakers jump out to me as teams that have historically been really good for a while, but a lot of their talent is aged or they're struggling with injuries. So I don't imagine there's going to be a super deep playoff run. We got some newcomers and some exciting teams in here. Obviously, our hometown Rockets are fun. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah, is basketball okay? Can I ask that? Like, why are the old people, what are they called? Why are they carrying the NBA?
Yeah, I feel like they are. We really got a weird case of like, we have new talent that's really bursting on, but we still are just so clinging on to these older basketball legends. That,
it's not just LeBron James. It's
there's
Kevin Durant is like almost 40. LeBron James is 41.
Steph Curry's getting older.
Yeah, he's getting up there.
He plays kind of a different game from them, so it's a little bit less relevant that he's getting older. But like, there's a lot of this older talent that they can still play ball, but they just can't really be the focal point of a team anymore. Not on some like, oh, you guys suck now. Like, clearly they're still phenomenal players, but like you're not keeping up with 20-year-olds running up and down the court for a full game at their age. It's just, you're just not built the same anymore without getting a bunch of injuries. So it's insane to me that we're still like leaning on some of these older guys to take the team on their back and just win everything. Like, you got to put the pressure on the new talent every now and again. And some of these teams have. Luka Doncic is a major younger player for the Lakers, unfortunately injured, and that really hurts their playoff run. And the Thunder has a lot of great young talent, but some of these teams have just been running the same dudes into the damn ground.
The Thunders are onto something. Everybody else seems to be stuck in the past or just kind of like milking their senior for all what they got. It's like, we gotta suck all the money out of LeBron as we can. You can't go anywhere without getting some Lakers merch without him plastered all over it. He's pretty much the face of the Lakers, and it's like there's no room for anybody else. It's like Luka Doncic, he's on there, but it's like he's only. Whenever I hear about him, it's that he's too fat, he's too slow. Why did he get traded from the Mavericks? Why does Dallas suck? And it's like, can we talk about like positive things about these other young people? He's not even from this country. It's amazing.
He's a great player. He's phenomenal. He's been doing more for the Lakers this season than LeBron has. LeBron has kind of hit a like support role for the first time in that I can remember. Low key, it's been a long time since he hasn't really been the number one guy, but he's just not able to keep up with some of these young guys for a full game. So he's playing more of that support, like do the role that you need kind of position. And Luka's been the one carrying it, but that's not what we're celebrating. We're just like, damn, that's crazy that LeBron's still out here doing it like that. Like, let the young guys do it, man. So that's kind of my biggest takeaway with some of these teams. I just don't see how they make it super deep.
It's like the whole Goku thing with all these guys. It's like the season keeps on going, and they just won't let go of that dude. They just keep bringing him back. It's like, give Gohan a chance.
Give Gohan a damn chance. Let him take over.
He peaked at Super Saiyan 2, and they didn't even give him a chance to fight Boo. Well, they kind of did, but he kind of.
And then he got his ass kicked.
Like,
We
here
just
comes
brought
Goku
back for the fifth
Let's
time.
just bring back LeBron James, still going. And I was like, where's Rory? Of course not. Overshadowed by his dad, because the motherfucker, the MF guy, MFer won't step down. And then, you know how that is, filling your own old man's shoes. What is he, like a size 16? That's impossible.
Yeah, no one can fill those shoes. It would take 10 men.
You know what to say about big feet?
Big hands. And you know what to say about big hands?
What?
Big gloves.
Big gloves, yes.
And that's all.
Yeah, so let's get into the actual.
Yeah, so
bracket.
we'll talk about how the playoffs work.
Enough of beating this old horse.
Yeah,
Let's move
yeah.
on.
Enough beating LeBron James.
Yeah. We're not taking anything away from LeBron James.
He's the
LeBron
GOAT.
James, I love you. Call me.
Yeah, facts.
Or
Like him.
Send me a jersey.
Yeah, I'll take 2. Signed. LeBron's the GOAT for me. I mean, it's him and Michael Jordan. That's like the 2 guys that you talk about. And then you kind of slot in some different people depending on who you are. And for me, LeBron, with all that longevity, is the GOAT.
Yeah, even now you have to bring back Michael Jordan. It's like, dude, that dude retired like a long time ago.
Yeah, like forever ago, you know? Like that. It's crazy that we haven't gotten like new blood that's jumping up into these like top rankings.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Stephen will ever get talked about, or Kevin Durant. It's just kind of like, oh, they're talked about because they're here now, but will they get brought up? Like, I feel like in the future, my kids and their kids will be like, who's better, Michael Jordan or LeBron James? I'm like, it's
like just because LeBron's been playing since he was 18 and he's now 63 still on the court doesn't mean that he has to be the only one brought up with MJ.
And he looks jacked AF and
plays for like 2 minutes a game because otherwise his sciatica flares up.
Yeah.
Again, not trying to roast him or take away from it. I just think it's crazy like that these old gents are still running the game.
Come on, man. Give the young people a shot. All right.
Like me. The NBA Play-In Tournament is a postseason competition held immediately after the regular season to determine the final 2 playoff seeds, number 7 and number 8, in each conference. For the 2026 season, running from April 14th through 17th, the tournament features teams seeded 7th through 10th in both the Eastern and Western conferences.
Got that? Because we're not repeating it.
Yep. The tournament uses a double elimination format for higher seeds and single elimination for lower seeds to determine the final bracket. So game 1 is the 7th versus the 8th. The number 7 team hosts the number 8 team. Winner becomes the number 7 seed in the playoff. The loser advances to game 3. Game 2, the 9th versus the 10th seed. 9th team hosts the 10th team. The winner advances to game 3 while the loser is eliminated. So it's like kind of a loser's bracket, low-key.
Yeah.
Game 3 is the play-in championship. The loser of Game 1 hosts the winner of Game 2. The victor earns the number 8 seed, and the loser is eliminated.
Yeah, in simpler terms, the playoffs have not started yet.
Yeah, this is like we're figuring out the seeding for the actual playoffs. Right. This is the pre-playoffs when we're kind of getting those last few slots ironed out.
There's 16 teams, and we're trying to fill in the last 4 slots. And there's certain teams, depending on where they place, have to play each other to get into the playoffs. Like right now, the ones definitely in the playoffs now are the Thunders, the Lakers, the Rockets, the Timberwolves, the Spurs, the Pickaxes, and the Swirlies. And then on the east side, we got the Pistons, what is that?
The selling tickets.
The selling tickets, the basketballs, the Knicks, the Eagles, the Celtics, and the 76ers.
And the Velociraptors. Did you say the Velociraptors?
Yes, those.
Okay.
And then the ones that need to win are the Hornets, the Miami Heat, the Magic
Johnson.
Yeah, the Magic Johnsons, the 76ers. Oh, my bad. I said 76ers. Well, as of now, the 76ers have moved on, and they earned their spot in the playoffs.
Yep.
And on the west side, what's it called? The Suns. That's what they are. Yeah, the Suns lost to the Swirlies, and I know.
You can't be serious for like 2 seconds about basketball, man. Let me be real with y'all. We talk about other sports, and other sports matter.
Yeah.
I'm a football man. I really don't follow other sports nearly the same. I pretend to like baseball. Basketball, I'll watch the last 5 minutes because I feel like that's when it gets hot. Other than that, it's just unless the team like runs away with it, most of the game is just kind of them going back and forth shooting threes, and then in the last 5 minutes, it's like last one to score wins. In a lot of the games, I think the NBA might need to do something to fuck with the rules or something, just to kind of get these games a little more hot. Plus, there's just so goddamn many for both basketball and baseball that like, how am I supposed to care about 200 games? I'm sorry. By the time playoffs hit, I'm already like over it.
And then they don't want to stream the games on the same platform. It's
No,
like
they're all over the place.
Yeah, you have to go to ESPN. You gotta go to your local news channel. You gotta go to what are the other ones?
You got to go to your local radio station.
Yeah, Hulu.
And it's just a lot.
Sometimes it's on Disney, and you gotta watch Mike against Sully.
Yeah, fucking facts. Like, and I know the NFL has some of these problems too, but we've got things to like make it easier. And there's more than anything else, there's just a lot less games. There's less tanking. So like some of these sports just have problems that make it hard to be a super intense fan for me and follow every game. So by the time we hit playoffs, I'm just not that invested. And that's a me problem. I'm trying to grow as a person. I'm working on it. Thank you, BetterHelp. Not sponsored, by the way. Continue.
Yeah. Get therapy. If you don't like your therapist, find a new one.
Yeah.
But yeah, let me get serious real quick. Yeah, I got it now. So yeah, the Suns are playing the Trailblazers and the Clippers are playing the Warriors. And as of now, the Suns have lost against the Trailblazers, so now they got their spot in the playoffs. And the Miami Heat has lost against the Hornets. So now the Hornets are. Oh no, the Hornets still got to play one more game. Did I say this wrong? Oh no.
You want? Can I do the most insane, unprofessional thing that we've ever done in a video really quick? Do you mind?
What's up?
My daughter wants me to call to say goodnight. Do you guys mind if I just give her a call really quick on air?
First time on the pod. You heard it here. Go
All right,
it.
we're just going to do it really quick.
Well, ask her what she thinks about.
Yeah, I'll ask her about what she thinks about the NBA playoffs.
Who's going to win the NBA? The Unicorns?
It's ringing.
Ring, ring. Ring, ring.
Hi, Ellie. Say hi to Jaime and to YouTube.
Hello.
Ellie Bean?
Nothing.
She's just smiling at you.
Ellie, are you feeling shy because there's so many people watching in the future?
I think this guy's lying to us.
That's right, people watching.
Oh, no, she's there.
Yeah, she's there. Ellie, what do you think about basketball playoffs? You got anything for me, hon?
What do you think about basketball, Ellie?
The puppy dog.
The puppy dog. Okay, do we have any puppy dog teams?
Timberwolves.
The Timberwolves. Okay, Ellie is picking the Timberwolves to go all the way.
Yikes.
Okay, any last words, hon?
He can't run the puppy dog.
Got to catch one of them puppy dogs. Understood. Well, good night. Sweet dreams. Sleep tight. I love you, Ellie Bean.
He got me.
I got you.
Puppy got me.
Oh, puppy's got you. Okay, good night, honey. I love you.
The puppy dog.
Bye-bye.
The puppy dog. And Jack. The puppy dog.
That was my daughter, Ellie. She's picking the Timberwolves. Thank you for that.
Yes, a surprise. What do you call it?
Surprise selection. Definitely not the front runners. Vegas, change your line.
Yeah. Okay, to reset here.
I have no idea what we were talking about.
I know.
This is our most unhinged podcast
I know.
ever. This is what happens when I sleep before the videos.
I just melted a little. My heart just melts a little. I want to be a dad. No, just kidding.
You can borrow mine for a little bit if you need to.
Cool. We'll.
Just like a weekend trip or something, maybe.
You could take. I'll take the even days, and you'll take the odd ones.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We'll share. All right. To reset. this is how it goes. So
Basketball.
basketball. We're so good at basketball.
We're so good at podcasting too.
Okay. Yeah. So the Clippers and the Warriors, the Suns, and the Trailblazers. Winner moves on. Loser has to sit back and play like the loser game. And the two losers out of those two games have to fight for their spot in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So right now the Trailblazers have beat the Suns. So now the Trailblazers are in the playoffs, but now the Suns have to play the Warriors to get their spot into the playoffs. So right now, the Suns are up against the Warriors, and I think that's tomorrow.
Seems legit to me.
Yeah, and then for the East, it's the same thing. The Hornets in Miami and the 76ers and what are the other ones? Oh, and the Magic. As of now, the 76ers have beaten the Magic and the Hornets have beaten the Heat. So right now, the losers... Oh, so the 76ers are already in the playoffs, and right now, the Hornets and the Magics have to play for their spot in the playoffs, which is a total of 16 teams. Just look it up, Google it. Just know that the play-ins are like a separate little mini tournament before the actual like playoffs, just to get their slot in. Okay, you wanna?
I'm doing my little bracket really quick. Don't mind me.
All right, we're gonna predict who's gonna get into the playoffs here. Right now, as of today, on the West, it seems like the OKC are favored to win it all, like last year. I mean, no surprise there. And on the East, it's between the Pistons and the Celtics. But I seen more people lean toward the Celtics, which I understand because they got what's his name, Abdul-Jabbar and
Kareem.
Kareem, what's his name? Kareem.
I don't think that's who it is.
Cream on me, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I was gonna do more research for this and actually be a smart guy, and instead I took a 5-hour nap. So forgive me. I have my bracket done, and I definitely did all of this with intense knowledge, research, weighing the options, weighing the players, getting their heights, who has great coaches, great players, great staff,
Yes.
great organizations. All of these factors came into play with my bracket.
All right, you want to start in the West or the East?
Let's
Should we
do the
start with
West.
All right. Who you got beating the... Well, we don't even know who the Thunder are playing, right?
No, not yet. So for that one, for the play-in bracket, I'm gonna have the Warriors advancing. As much as they are old, I think Steph can get them going a little bit. They're battling a lot of injuries, and it's just an older roster. But like Steph Curry is a phenomenal player. I don't think they make a deep run, but I do think that they make it into like the real playoffs to play OKC and then get their ass kicked. And I think OKC moves on.
Okay. What about the Lakers and the Rockets?
I'm going to take the Rockets because I think the Lakers are broken. Luka, I'm sorry you died. Hammy injury. I just don't think the Lakers can keep going without him, honestly. Again, just old roster. They're going to struggle. They've played a lot of games, and LeBron, as much as like, I think LeBron wants this ring maybe the most because he knows that his time's almost done and he wants to get like one more on the way out. I just don't think this is the one.
Yikes. All right. What about the Cheeky Nuggets and the Timberwolves?
It's got to be the Timberwolves because Ellie said so.
Right. And the Spurs and what was it, Trailblazers?
I picked the one that looks like a T because I didn't remember which team was which.
Spurs from San Antonio?
Yeah, the Spurs. Let's go, Texas.
All right.
How about you?
He had a similar outcome as I did. So Golden State against the Suns. It's probably going to be Golden State. Steph Curry, leading man, threes all the time.
From anywhere. He'll be in a different stadium and hit a three. That's why I'm like...
From half court.
Yeah.
From the 3-point yard line.
From the 3-point yard line. From the red zone.
Yeah, from the
deep in the paint, he'll get that three.
Yeah.
Like
in the dugout.
As much as he is aging, like everybody does, his game I think just translates really well to an older age because it's just all about shooting the shots, and he's the best at it. I mean, he revolutionized basketball. He has changed the way it's played for better or worse. And just shooting 3-pointers when you got it like he does, you can do that forever. Running up and down the court and doing, like, defensive plays, layups, dunking it, like all of that sort of stuff, I don't think is as easy to do as you get older, and that's why some of these folks are like showing their age more. But honestly, Steph looks the same as he always has. It's just that the rest of the roster around him is not like that as much as it used to be.
Yeah, Steph is still solid.
Yeah.
So he'll carry his team to a certain point, and we'll get into that as we progress. But yeah, I give the Warriors. I mean Golden State. Yeah, the Golden State Warriors over the Suns, which will pin them up against Oklahoma City Thunders.
Yep.
Yeah, it took me a while to say that. All right, so Thunders and Golden State. This is where Steph kind of runs his course, I guess.
Yeah.
I have to say, they're pretty solid. Like the talk about OKC is up there. Like they are regarded as champions, the best team. They're pretty solid defensively and offensively. So I have to give OKC the win against Golden State. No hate against Steph.
Or any of the rest of the Warriors. I know I talked a lot of shit about a lot of these teams, but the Warriors they made it this far. They are very good, but OKC just has one of those younger rosters, a lot of really strong young talent. They won pretty dominantly last year, made it all the way to the championship and looked fantastic. I just don't see any reason that they don't replicate that right now. I don't think we're talking about like an insane dynasty or something, but we could, just because they have the younger talent. Like they can go the distance. We're talking about a lot of 7 series games. Like it wears on these teams. It wears on the older players as you start to get down the stretch. And when it comes to a younger roster, you're just going to have a better ability to do that. Like these teams have already played a metric fuck ton of games. Their bodies are destroyed. But if you're 20, it's a lot easier to do that than if you're 40. So that is like one of the biggest factors, as well as talent and play type and the way that they execute and things like that. All of these do matter, but I think the age of the roster is like low key the biggest factor when it comes to the NBA for me.
Yeah, that reminds me. This isn't the NFL where it's like one game and it's you move on to the next one. They play a series of games like throughout the week versus the same team, just depending on how good or how bad they are. It's kind of like baseball, where like if they're ahead like by 3, then that's kind of it. They just kind of move on. If
you're up by like 10 to 15 points, the game's usually kind of over for the NBA, but it is best of 7.
Right.
So while adaptability, like one game you might get crushed, but if you can adapt well to the game plan and change things up, you could succeed in the next one. But more than anything, that just means you need guys that can play 7 sets of hour-long games, and like some of these teams just don't have that roster anymore, whether it's due to injuries, age, whatever it may be. That is one of the biggest factors, just because of the style of game that the playoffs are for the NBA.
Yeah, so to continue on, we got the
Lakers and the Rockets.
I said Thunders and then Lakers and Rockets. I'm going to give it to the Rockets. Why? Because Houston. I have no other explanation other than that, which goes across all my other sports. The Rockets,
the
Astros,
the Texans. Name another sport. Do it.
Dynamo.
Yeah, let's go. Soccer. I mean, football.
For all my Spanish. Well, you don't have to be Spanish. For all my soccer fans out there.
Yeah, I mean, Europe also says football.
Football, yeah. They originated in Europe, so FYI. We don't own it. Anyways, so yeah, I'm going to put the Rockets over the Lakers. Whether or not LeBron James is the best or not, I'm just going to pick the Rockets just because. And I seen a couple drafts about this, and most people put the Rockets over the Lakers.
Yeah, and I honestly, not even on some like hometown favoritism, I just really think the Rockets do take that one. I don't know that the Rockets quite have the team to go all the way, but I don't think they're that far off of it. Like, if you wanted to tell me the Rockets are your full pick, I don't hate that. I do think that they take down the Lakers. That one I'm confident in. And then after that, like, You know, they're going up. They kind of like fell in a tough part of the bracket. I think if they weren't going against Oklahoma, then at that point, like maybe they make a deeper run. But I just don't know that they quite have the team to beat them yet.
Yeah, it's just they have come a long way, and their team right now is pretty solid. But KD can only do so much, so we'll just have to see. And then we got the Chicken Nuggets against the Timberwolves. I really don't know this one.
We'll crack into it anyway.
Well, since he's cracking into one, I might as well.
Why were you waiting, big dog? Get into it.
I know, I'm over here dry as a well.
Did you just say dry as a whale?
Well, like a well.
Oh, a well.
Yeah.
You know, things that famously have water. I mean, a whale is also crazy. No matter what you were saying there, I think I was going to judge you, but that isn't insane.
Well, a lot of whales do get beached, so they do.
That's true.
They do
That's
dry
true.
up.
I'm wet as a beach right now.
Poor guys. Support your local
Beach.
beach. Save
Bitch.
the whales.
Save the whales, save the world.
All right.
That's a hero's reference. Continue.
All right. I'm just gonna go oppose my co-host here, and I'm gonna go with the chicken nuggets.
You're picking them over
Yeah.
Ellie's Timberwolves?
Yeah. Who doesn't like a 10-piece? Come on, people.
That's fair. She does love chicken nuggies. I think if I had introduced the chicken nuggies, she would have been more interested.
Probably. All right. And then we got the Spurs and the Blazers. I'm gonna put the Spurs. I've watched not a whole lot of Spurs, but every time I do watch them, I get entertained. They're pretty solid up there. They're not. They're a force to be reckoned with. So don't set them aside just because they're from Texas or whatever. The Spurs have really not been up there like in the years of me watching football. I feel like football. What the heck?
Yeah, I feel like the Spurs historically, I don't think they've been awful, but they tend to just be like kind of disregarded as like a okay team.
They started to pop off recently, so
yeah, they're on a bit of a run right now.
Yeah, so I can see them beating the Blazers and taking that spot. And did you do the?
I just kind of ran through the entire West, so if you just want to,
okay, yeah, let me
zip it.
Yeah, let me see. Okay, so
Feel
hot.
free to arrow it up so you don't forget things.
All right.
If you want to, you don't have to.
Yeah. Okay, so I got the Thunders here. Okay, I got the Rockets there.
I got the chicken nuggies, and then you got
chicken
the Spurs.
nuggets, and I got the Spurs right here. So right now I got the Thunder and the Rockets. Hot take. Stay with me here. I'm gonna put the Rockets over the Thunder. Why? Again, from Houston, I'll support them any way I can. But they have pulled the what's it called? The offset?
The upset.
The
Yeah,
upset.
they've been upsetting teams. They've been winning games that they weren't supposed to. They beat the shit out of the Knicks when they really weren't supposed to. So, like I said, I would not be blown away by the Rockets winning. I don't hate that take. I don't think it's like piping hot. And there's a little bias there, but
yeah,
I
a
like
little
it.
bit of bias. It's possible. It's there.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the Texans taking down what? The prime Ravens.
I don't know that
Would
we
you
were going
say
to take down the Prime Ravens. It would kind of be like that, though, low-key. Yeah, I see what you're talking about.
Yeah, because if you're a Texans fan, you know that they always lose against the Ravens. Except for that one time where they
Dropped a 40 bomb when Lamar was gone.
yes.
Yeah.
And
I like
before
that
that, when they were exercising the red kit,
Oh, yeah.
that one was clean. I remember that game.
We played different when we're in all reds.
Yes. But that's just me. It's a little bit of bias, but at the same time, there is an upset that's happened before, and it can happen again because history repeats itself. So take that.
Yeah.
All right, and then we got the Nuggets and the Spurs. Again, a little bit of bias. I'm going to put the Spurs over the Chicken Nuggets. Why? Because the Spurs have the capacity to take down the Nuggets, and they have the record and the history, and they're also from Texas. And I want to see a San Antonio and Houston.
Oh, that'd be so fire.
Yeah. That's
Could that
another.
even happen?
Yeah.
I can.
It can happen.
Yeah, it absolutely could happen. That would be gas.
I would totally. If it's in San Antonio, I'm going to San Antonio. If it's in Houston, it's literally across the street. So the Toyota Center.
Toyota-thon.
So yeah, it's possible to see a Spurs and Rockets. What is that conference?
Yeah, Western Conference
Western Conference Championship. And I don't think the Rockets have ever won a conference.
I don't believe so.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever won the championship before.
Yeah, I don't even think we made it past the first round of the playoffs.
I think they made it to the second round last season. Maybe we've been in the playoffs for the past few years. Like
Yes.
Rockets have really turned it around.
Yeah, Rockets have.
but they're not a historically phenomenal franchise or anything.
This isn't their first rodeo.
Oh, do you see what he did there? Do you see it? I'm talking to you. Hey, focus up. Thank you. Continue.
Okay, so we got the Spurs and the Rockets. This is where it gets dicey. Who is better, Kevin Durant or Spurs McGee? I don't know.
Or anyone from the Spurs.
Anybody from Spurs. Who's the Spurs? Excuse me while I look up who the face of the Spurs
we got Spurs
is.
McGee. We've got Spursington. We've got Spurs Tholomew. We know a lot about basketball, guys. Stop. Hey, quit it. Spuros 2. No Spuros 2.
San Antonio Spurs. See what we got. Oops. Players.
You got Dak Prescott.
We got Victor Wembanyama.
Oh yeah, Victor Wembanyama. He's fantastic.
Stefan Castle,
Stephon
Dylan
Castle.
Harper, Carter Bryant, Devin Vessel,
I know a lot of these
Vassell,
names.
Julian Champagne, Luke Cornett, Keldon Johnson. Keldon Johnson, I know that one.
Yeah, Megatron's on that team. He be sprinting up and down that court. Let me tell you.
De'Aaron Fox, yeah, of course. So solid team, beautiful. That guy looks like C.J. Stroud.
Yeah, he does. It is C.J. Stroud. That's why he's always tired in the NFL.
That's what he's been doing on his off season.
Yeah, he's just been playing some ball, baby.
Yeah.
He does practice. He plays basketball on the sideline to warm up for NFL games.
Yeah. So it's possible. They're up. It's. Do I think it? Either way, I'll be happy. Whoever wins from the Spurs and the Rockets, I'm gonna. Ooh, KD, why you gotta be so old?
Damn.
This is where I go against what I just said a couple minutes ago, but I'm gonna give it to the Spurs. It just seems fair. I've given the Rockets a good run in my playoff prediction, which is better than what they've done in real life. So
Nice.
So congrats to the Spurs for making it to the finals, and we're going on to the East.
All right.
Take it off.
I don't. Let me look at this. We got
Detroit Pistons. We don't have the Hornets.
the Hornets. Who are they playing? This picture is so small.
The Magic. So the
Magic?
Hornets.
Okay.
So the Hornets and the Magic start.
So I got the Hornets beating the Magic to play against the Detroit Pistons, and then I got the Pistons moving on from there.
Okay.
And then we got the Celtics and the team that looks like a basketball. Is that the Raptors? Yeah, it's the Raptors. I'll take the Celtics. And then we're gonna go Knicks and 6. Shout out Mike. Oh no, that wasn't the Celtics earlier. The C stands for Cavs. I got the Cavs moving on against the Raptors. Let's go Cavs. Shout out Cleveland. And then Knicks and 6. And then the Celtics beating the 76ers. Yeah. So Pistons, Cavs, Knicks, Celtics. You want me to keep going, or you want to rip it and dip it?
Yeah, let me piggyback off what you said. So I'm starting from the bottom. So I definitely got the Celtics.
That one's pretty easy for me.
Yeah, Celtics pretty good. Knicks. Yeah, I also had the Knicks as well. I just like a good Knicks game. I don't know why.
I feel like basketball's better when the Knicks are good. They don't got to go all the way, but
if there's one team that you hear a lot, especially when I was growing up, it's the Knicks.
Oh no!
Oh no! Earthquake! Whoa!
Whoa! Continue.
Anyway, I also gave the
Damn it!
I also gave the Cavaliers because I love me some Detroit.
There's Amber Alerts everywhere. Don't mind us.
And yes, I had the Pistons going on as well. because that's what consensus say. So
What did you say, Cavs or Raptors? I was rolling
Yeah.
around.
Yeah, the Cavs.
Okay, so yeah, we got the same ones pretty much.
Yeah,
all
pretty
across the
solid.
board,
It's
same
pretty straightforward on the East. It gets a little
Yeah.
iffy on the West because there's a lot of good teams on the West versus the East. It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I mean,
think.
not to say that any of these teams on the East are bad, but I do think there's just more of a divide. Like
Mhm.
the higher seeds are better for
Right.
the most part. After that, so we got Pistons, Cavs for me. I do have the Pistons moving on. Let's go Detroit, stand up. And then Knicks and Celtics. That's a game right there. I'm gonna take the Knicks. So moving on to the final, to the Eastern Conference Championship will be the Pistons and the Knicks.
The Pistons and the Knicks. I can see
Piston
that.
Tons and Knicks.
Piston Hondo? Piston who? He did what?
You did what?
He
To
did.
who? Hey.
All right, so okay, so I got the Celtics, and I'm gonna go with. You said the Knicks. Where we're gonna be the Celtics?
Yeah, I said Knicks beating Celtics.
Okay, well I'm gonna stick with my Celtics. Go Celtics. Go Irish. Are they Irish?
I wish the Celtics would win.
Yeah. No, I'm going with the Celtics just because a past history. So I have a good feeling that they will move on. Cavaliers and the Detroit Pistons. I got the Detroit Pistons moving on, of course. Who are the Cavaliers, anyways? Nah, just kidding.
Cleveland, stand up.
Which leaves the Pistons and the Celtics. And I love me some Celtics. So I'm going with Celtics to the finals against the Spurs.
I got the Pistons moving on to the finals against the Oklahoma Thunder. The Oklahoma City Thunder.
Which is probably what it's going to be.
That feels the most likely, I'm not going to lie. It's not a sexy take that I got here. It's literally the 2 first seeds, but, you know, I got 0 upsets because I ain't spicy at all. We got some upsets earlier in the bracket, but they didn't get deep. I wanted to put the Timberwolves here, but they just didn't quite make it. I'm sorry, Ellie.
Yeah, it just seems like OKC is pretty strong right now, pretty solid, no weaknesses, some weaknesses, but everybody else is not up to par. Like we said, they're running old folk and seniors, and they just don't want to change. So whatever OKC is drinking up there, Michael Jordan's secret stuff or something.
The secret sauce of Michael Jordan.
Yeah, they got something going on in OKC, so it's probably gonna be the Thunder, and I had the Celtics or the Pistons, but I lean towards the Celtics.
I respect that.
So yeah, I'm and realistically, it's probably gonna be a Thunder against Celtics. My opinion, your opinion can differ, and that's fine too.
Who you got winning the NBA playoffs of 2026?
All right, we still gotta find out a winner. Okay, let's be real. It's probably gonna be the Rockets.
You didn't even have them make it this far in your bracket. I love it. Stand on it.
Yeah, Houston fan all the way. Yeah, it's probably gonna be the Thunders. Let's just be honest.
But they also didn't make it in your bracket.
Oh yeah, who also didn't make it to my bracket, but in my bracket, it's probably gonna be the Celtics. Sorry, Spurs.
Yeah, I got OKC and the Pistons. I am going to take OKC getting the 2-peat. Seems the most likely. Obviously, upsets can happen, but I do think they just feel like the strongest overall team to me. So if I was going to bet, I would bet on them. A lot can happen, and very rarely do things go to plan in any sport. So the odds are good that something else happens, but that's where I lean.
Yeah,
I lean.
Yeah, so tune in to your local playoff channel wherever they may be streaming or showing. Because first game is going to be on Saturday, April 18. That's when round 1 starts. Raptors against Cavaliers at 12, 2:30, the Timberwolves and the Nuggies. And go Rockets and Lakers. Same day on Saturday at 7:30. Ooh, it's going to be a late game. I am psyched. I'm going to sit down for that one for sure. And then Sunday is going to be the 76ers and the Celtics at 12 p.m. And then at 8 p.m., yikes, the Spurs and the Trailblazers. Oh, I'll just watch the highlights. And then that's when we move on to game 2. So, oh, yeah, for the playoffs, there's multiple games.
Yeah,
So,
7 games total.
7 games
best of 7.
total, best of 7. So the play-ins right now is just 1 game. It's just for this week. They end tomorrow, I think, or Saturday. No, I think,
Soon.
yeah,
TM.
they end tomorrow because the playoffs start Saturday on the 18th. So tomorrow's the last day when we find out the Hornets and the Magics and the Golden State and the Suns. So stay tuned. Go Suns. I mean Golden State. What the hell?
Go Steph Curry. All right, you ready to talk about a sport I know things about?
Go basketball.
Go basketball. You want to talk about some more football though?
All right, finally.
So we got the NFL draft in 1 week. We are going to be live streaming for that, so stay tuned. We're going to have some fun shit for y'all. We got a banner. Thanks, Christian, our official producer now. So Jaime is my official guy number 1 or 2. It depends on the day. Damn, your hands are cold as fuck.
Yeah, it is cold in here. It is chilling. My nipples are chafing right now.
They're so cheap right now. But yeah, we're going to have the boys all together. Christian will be there with us. We're going to have a great old time. Tune in for the NFL draft. Obviously, we can't show what goes on the screen, but we're going to be talking about it, talking about the players, playing some fun games, drinking a shit ton of beer, just having a good old time. So tune in. I don't remember the exact time. I think it's at like 7 p.m. on next week on Thursday. But we'll drop some like community posts and warnings and shit like that. You can find the draft time on Google, but we'll be there. Don't be square. Pull up. And any other news that may appear is my next note on our sheet. The NFL referee situation. We'll dip into that really quick. So it's happened before that due to some issues going on with refs, the NFL pulled in like part-time, unofficial, like basically they grabbed different referees. So this is not the first time that something like this has occurred, but currently the ref union is kind of battling with the NFL over some policy changes. They want to make more money. The NFL wants better referees to do the more important games in the playoffs instead of just having like the higher tenure. They want them to do off-season games instead of just like only doing the main NFL stuff. They want them to essentially practice their craft in like lower league play just so that they stay fresh. And the refs union is fully against it. So there's a bit of a battle going on, and the NFL has essentially just prepared themselves for if they need temporary refs for the season. It doesn't look like it's going to be the same shit show that it was last time there were temp refs when there was all kinds of horrific calls and messes. They instituted a new policy just for this season that they can basically call in and make changes to referee calls live from New York. So if there's ever an awful call, they can hopefully overturn it. That's kind of a preemptive change just in case something goes wrong. And they have been like training other referees instead of just relying on their main refs. So again, it doesn't seem like it'll be quite the mess that it was last time, but it's something to monitor. If they can't come to an agreement before the season, they will have these temp refs in play. And last time it had a huge impact on the game. Hopefully it's not nearly as bad this time, but we've seen what happens when there's bad calls, and it can really muddy the water and lead to some pretty shitty wins that aren't deserved. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Just know that the NFL falls under entertainment.
Yeah, it's a business, and like
It's a business, and they're there to make you laugh, cry, feel every kind of emotion. That's the whole point. That's why people say that there's a script or whatever, which there could be, but that's not official, unofficial. But yeah, but when you're watching, yes, get mad, but just know at the end of the day, like somebody has a boss. There's a ladder. It's a corporate. It's a whole like, it's a business. Like he said, like money runs it pretty much. So if a certain matchup pulls in the cash, that's what's gonna happen. It probably doesn't happen every time. Like there's been Super Bowls where it's been like, you know.
I mean, even this last one, Patriots Seahawks does not like.
Yeah.
That's not the headliner. I don't think that there's like a full on script, but like teams tank, things happen. The NFL definitely orchestrates some stuff. I don't think it's like games being won or lost necessarily, because things would look very different if it was purely that. But there are parts to like it being a business. like pay and the some of the social and stuff things that happen and all of that, like who becomes the Super Bowl performer.
Yeah.
A lot of this stuff tends to get really into like how do they make the most money and things like that. So it is a big factor, and when people are asking for more money, like it just becomes a negotiation, and the NFL is more worried about that than they are just having pure entertainment at the end of the day. They don't want to pay people a shit ton more if they don't have to. So we'll see how it ends up, but hopefully we still get good football, whether it goes quick or slow.
Yeah, so hopefully with the new changes to the officials, at least they try to follow the rules, try to make the right calls. It's not easy. I can only imagine how what their job consists of, and you make a bad play in Detroit.
Yeah, you can die. Like,
yeah, you better watch yourself.
Yeah,
and that's gonna be scary sometimes. I'm not saying anything bad about Detroit, but there's some cities that go crazy, like Philadelphia.
Yeah,
don't make a wrong call in Philadelphia.
And it doesn't. I hate the referees as much as everyone else, but you do have to consider that like they are seeing from the field. It's hard to tell what goes on sometimes. It's a lot of people running and moving. Like you don't always get a great angle. There's a lot more technology, but some of these things are interpretable, and it can be hard to make the perfect call in the moment when you've got billions of fans screaming at you and you can't think, and you're hot, sweaty, and there's big honking men yelling at you and trying to hit you. Like, it's an intense environment. So, like, give them a tiny bit of leeway, but not very much.
Yeah.
Right. And then we're going to talk about the draft a little more. I'm going to just lightning fast run through the order of the draft. So we're just going first to 32nd. I'm going to name the teams. So first up, Raiders. Second, Jets. Third, Cardinals. Fourth, Titans. Fifth, Giants. Sixth, Cleveland. The Browns. Seventh, we got the Washington Commanders. Eighth, Saints. Ninth, the Kansas City Chiefs. 10th, Bengals. 11th, Dolphins. 12th, the Cowboys. The 13th is going to be the LA Rams, traded from the Falcons. 14th is the Ravens. 15th is the Bucks. 16th is the New York Jets, traded for
the Falcons?
someone. Yeah, they got traded from the Falcons. Like the Rams got their pick from the Falcons last season.
Really?
Yeah.
So they uptraded?
So last season, the Falcons traded their first-round pick to get the Rams' first-round pick to pick up James Pierce. They traded they traded like a second and then this year's first to them. So now the Rams have that 13th pick from that trade last season.
You said the Falcons have the 13th? Oh.
No, the Rams do. The Falcons traded away their picks, so they don't even pick in the first round.
Oh, okay, cool.
Then we got at 16th the New York Jets, I believe traded by the Cowboys.
Cowboy.
At 17, we have the Lions. 18th is the Vikings. 19th is the Panthers. 20th is the Cowboys. That one was traded by the Packers. 21st, Steelers. 22nd, Chargers. 23rd, Eagles. 24th, the Browns again, traded by the Jags. 25th is the Bears. 26th is the Bills. 27th, Niners. 28th, Texans. 29th is Kansas City again, traded by the Rams. 30th is the Dolphins, traded by the Broncos. 31st, Patriots. 32nd, Seahawks.
Yes, and the draft is within a couple of days. I think it's like 3 days. The
It's
April, yeah. So no, I mean the draft lasts like.
Oh yeah. It'll be multiple days. We're only gonna stream during the first round, but it does take place over multiple days.
Yes.
The first round is all day one. Second round is all day two, and then I think they do multiple rounds in day three. But usually that one's kind of a speed round, low key. And there's a total of 7 rounds of the draft.
Yeah.
So it stops being kind of like the sexy stuff after a couple of rounds worth. But it will be lasting all weekend, so there'll be a ton of NFL news going on all next week.
Yes, definitely, for sure. So yeah, we have a lot to cover within a day.
Yep. Do you have anybody in that first round trading up and down in the draft?
In the first round, let's see. Well, down here, like as you go down the list, there's less players that are available for some of these
Yeah.
teams. So when he means trade up or down, sometimes they trade their slot to get a better advantage at a lower,
Yeah.
like probably like a second round, so they can get more players. Or if they want a particular guy, they can trade up. The only thing is that who it involves two teams to do that type of trade. So if nobody wants to trade up with you, if nobody wants to lose their like
Yeah, like their team's calling the Raiders to get their first overall pick, but they don't want to lose that pick. So you'd have to give them like so much it's not worth it. But some of these teams are known for trading around the board because you can just straight up trade a pick. You can trade a pick and a player. You can trade multiple picks. Last year, the Texans traded I forget what pick it was, but they traded their pick to the New York Giants, who ended up grabbing Jackson Dart, and we got some extra picks in later rounds. Like, that's a popular way of doing things. If we're making it to the slot and it's like there's really nobody we need right here, then just trade back, get somebody's get additional opportunities to get really good players if you don't think you can get someone fantastic right now.
Yeah.
So teams I could definitely see trading. I do think the Texans I could see trading down because that is like they like to trade out of the first round. I could definitely see some of the middle teams trading up. Like I could see the Lions trading up if there's a guy they really like. I could see. Other than that, the Eagles maybe because they're another team that really is great at finding talent. There are some teams I could see jumping around the board a little bit. It's a really hard thing to predict, but especially those teams with multiple picks, like the Chiefs, the Jets, the Dolphins. Those are great candidates for trading around the board. I could see the Cowboys trading around as well.
Cowboys. Yeah, it just depends how many players they want or need. For example, the Bears. The Bears have a solid offense, but their defense is just not existent. So they need a lot. They need safeties, edge. What are the other ones?
A D tackle, honestly. Yeah, they need a lot of stuff on that defense. So if they were going to trade, it would make more sense to go up unless they could get multiple later picks. So if they were going to trade out, I would see them getting a second and a third or something like that so they can just get more quantity of good players versus one really great player.
Yeah, so for them, they probably want to trade down so they can get more players and, kind of fill that defensive line because that's what they need. Or they can just put all their chips into that, what is it? Where are they? Into their 25th pick and hope that they get somebody good. Like right now,
in my mock, I had TJ Parker as an edge.
Yeah.
And that's if he fell that far. Maybe they really want a certain position and it just doesn't go that way in the draft. So none of the top tier talent is available there. So do you just take best player overall or do you just take a trade down so that you can get some extra picks and get more good players? You know?
For the Bears, they would want probably Keen Sadiq or Emmanuel McNeil, Warren or Dylan Tiedemann. Or who was the other guy? Not that guy. Oh, Akeem Mesidor. But they're there's the Bears are on 25. There's 24 other teams ahead of them that are already looking at them. And like I said, the Bears could use a lot of defense. So if they don't see it worth, if their 25th pick doesn't seem worth it to them, they could just drop down and just get 3, because I think they have 2. They have a round 2 pick, a round 3. They don't have a 4 or 5, and then they're they got 3 in the 7 or something.
Yeah, and those 7th round picks, sometimes you find some gems, but really those are players that you're kind of grabbing for depth, and that's about it. They traded with the Bills, and they're a little bit higher or lower in one round. But yeah, they've kind of sent some stuff away, so they need some of these picks to hit. It does make sense for a team like the Bears to trade the first one to get an extra second or something, just so they can get more quality players.
Yeah, the Seahawks, they're dead last. Their pick is 32, so by that point, who's even left at that point?
It might as well be a second round pick at that point.
Yeah,
but
second best defense and I think they're looking for a running back right now.
Yeah, they're gonna need a running back. But then you also have to
Offense.
consider what the value of their pick is, because if you're trading down, you need a team to want to trade up. Like we just said, the 32nd pick is not that valuable. It might as well be a second round pick. So like, what team is going to give you a huge amount of stuff for the 32nd? Most likely, you're getting like maybe a third or a fourth round pick for it. So it's like, it's just not that valuable. So we could see them trading it, but who knows?
Yeah, they might just. Well, like they're looking for offense. So at that, the only offense I really see is Fernando Mendoza. Fernando Mendoza. You got Monroe Feeling, offensive tackle. Spencer Fano, offensive tackle. Like if they want to get those guys, they could probably trade up for those guys. Kadeen Proctor, Caleb Lomu.
Yeah, there's some good tight ends and some wide receivers.
There's a couple wide receivers.
They could
Concepcion.
use a tight end. They don't have superb ones, but they need a running back most, and they're not getting Jeremiah Love. In my mock draft, I had them taking Jadarian Price just because he's the next best running back, and they might be reaching a bit by grabbing him in the first round, but it's an option. If you don't want one of those pieces, if you want like one of the better tight ends, like you're gonna have to trade up.
Yeah, for sure. So there's a couple wide receivers and offensive linemen that are getting snatched up before the 32nd pick. So for them, they either had to do some negotiating, hoping somebody would want to drop down to the 32nd spot, or just either stick with it or just kind of go down. Like, hey, who wants? Because any of these guys could like have an extra pick for the first round. Because Cowboys already got 2. The Browns
Cowboys,
have 2.
Jets, Browns.
The Browns
Dolphins.
the Browns definitely need it. So they can be like, hey, knocking on Seahawks' door, like we'll take your 32nd pick, and then the Seahawks can go drop down to the round 2, and then they can see who's there. But Seahawks are pretty solid right now.
Yeah. Which coaches should be on the hot seat after the draft?
You mean-
Easy one. From the Buccaneers, Todd Bowles. I'm like kind of surprised he's still there. I think anybody that's a new coach, I'm not really going to consider unless it's like a total fucking dumpster fire. Anybody that's just coming in this season should be fine. I think Aaron Glenn is like kind of on the hot seat with the Jets. As much as he's only been there for one season and they're tearing it down, like you want to see some progress forward. Otherwise, like, it's hard to put your trust in him. So I think that's like a pseudo hot seat. Dave Canales, low key from the Panthers, because that team's just like kind of a mess. They barely made it into the playoffs this last season. As much as that was a big success, like, that's kind of a hard one to like give him full props on. So I think he's up there. Shane Steichen for the Colts, 100%. He's got to be feeling the heat after their weird-ass season.
After that drop-off after, like, week 7 or whatever.
Yeah, they had
Or whatever
such
it was.
a huge tank after their bye week that obviously he's going to be getting some looks. And he just took some big swings. I don't hate any of the moves that he made. You can't predict injuries, but now he's got to be feeling the heat of, like, we have to succeed, and they have a lot less to do it with after losing some players in the offseason and trading away some first-round picks and stuff like that. So they're going to be in a weird spot.
Yeah. And it's not just, like, the terrible teams. Like, obviously, Browns have a lot of work to do. Cowboys. I can see the Cowboys.
Yeah, they
Kinda-
could drop their coach. He did a good job this season, but it's not like he did fantastic.
Yeah.
That defense was a fucking mess. The Cowboys tend to really latch on to somebody for a long time when it comes to players, but with coaches, Jerry Jones will dump somebody for anything. So who knows?
Yeah, for them, they're a wild card. We don't know what they can get. They can get another quarterback if they want to. They can get another what? What could they?
God, who fucking knows? They could get a whole. You can't predict the Cowboys.
They need defense. For all we know, they can get more offensive players.
They could grab more wide receivers, and I would just be like, fucking Cowboys, man. Like Jerry Jones makes insane moves.
Yeah.
I've been on live saying like I do kind of respect the Michael Parsons trade a bit more after the fact. I think that it's panned out more than you would have expected, but that was still an insane trade. Like, they'll do shit out of nowhere.
Yeah, get backups for the backups. Why not? Why not?
A spicy one for you. Kevin O'Connell from the Vikings, I think, could low-key be on the hot seat. As much as he has done a lot for that team, they're just not seeing the playoff success that they want. So at a point, do you start blaming some of these things on him? I don't think you should, but I do think you could make an argument to, you know?
Yeah. At the end of the day, he is the coach. I mean, there's a lot of coaches on here with huge success. And I guess you could blame it on the players and refs and, weather, I guess.
Yeah, but
especially
you're not going to. For the most part, we blame the coach.
Yeah, the coach is on the captain seat, and he's pretty much says what he says goes.
Yeah, success or fail. It's kind of on his shoulders. So I can see all of those guys. I think. Who else? I have one more. Said the Bucks. Who did I just have? It was Nick Sirianni of the Eagles. There's a lot of people calling for his job. I don't love him as a coach, so I do think if they have another really messy locker room season, I could see him really being on the hot seat.
Who's that one coach that got re-signed and everybody was like, why? Was it was it from the Steelers?
Oh, the Bengals. Zach Taylor.
Yeah,
on the
Bengals. Yeah,
they were like, we're not dumping him. I think he's been on the hot seat for forever, but at this point, I don't know what the fuck the Bengals are doing. He should have been fired when all of the other AFC North teams fired their coaches. I don't know why they kept him. So
yeah.
At this point, I'm like, is his seat hot? I guess so, but they seem to like him, so whatever.
Like, yeah, when you watch the Bengals play, they're like right there, but then they just don't follow through. I mean, Burrows is already done with the team, and he wants out. Right? Burrows?
Yeah, Joe Burrow definitely wants gone. So
yeah,
we'll see.
Gone.
But that's a lot of coaches, but those are the ones that I got being a bit on a hot seat.
Yeah, and the elephant in the obvious pick would probably be I keep forgetting his name. Rabel.
Oh, Mike Vrabel.
Yeah.
That one's because of extracurriculars. I mean, he was super successful with the team this first season with them making it all the way to the Super Bowl, but you do have to consider the extracurriculars. If the PR is awful or something, then there's always a chance he steps down. We've seen it before with John Gruden. Fantastic coach, was having some struggles that season. It's not like things were looking super peachy, but then he had a huge scandal with a bunch of emails leaking, ended up stepping down, and it was a huge thing. That is entirely possible too. Sometimes the seat's hot, not because of you're on the field, but because of the extracurriculars.
Yeah, sometimes coaches just disappear.
True.
They're just gone. They're like, all right, next guy. And I don't think that's gonna happen with him, but it's happened before.
Okay.
All right, what we got?
We were going to talk about a few teams. We are, I think, getting deep on time. Do you want to do the game and then just speed round we can speed round these teams, or we could just do the game and take our time with it. What are you feeling?
I think I guess we could just go through the teams or whatever. It's not necessarily that they have anything to talk about, but it's just kind of something that we are passionate about. We just chose certain teams that we like to just kind of throw out there.
Yeah, we each selected a few teams to talk about for their pre-draft situation, just kind of how they're doing and where we think that it'll land them during the season. So I got the Texans, the Rams, and the Ravens. Jaime, who did you select?
I got the Patriots, the 49ers, and the Bears.
So because we're kind of running up on time, we are going to go a little faster. I was going to go through all the moves, but for the Texans,
we'll give you a quick rundown.
Yeah.
What do the Texans need? What are they doing?
So
what's up with C.J. Stroud?
C.J. Stroud was re-signed. I think that move was a little crazy, but my biggest problem with
3
them was
years,
the
people.
O-line, and they have invested heavily in that. A lot of trades and moves and free agency pickups for the O-line. I think it looks a lot better. They grabbed a better running back in David Montgomery. They've invested even more on that defense for just stronger depth. I think the Texans look Super Bowl ready. I'm not going to lie. I thought that it was their year last season, and then the offense fell apart. They've invested a lot in that, and they've still got some draft and time to do more. So I think the Texans are in a great spot. I really like what I see. As much as some of these fifth-year options were a little weird to me, I do think that they're looking really, really good. How you feeling about the Pats?
The Pats. Let's see. Scandal aside, we kind of already talked about that. We're just gonna let's. What did I have for the Pats? I already forgot my notes. Hold up, while I pull up my non-existent notes.
Big moves they made. They got Romeo Dobbs, wide
Romeo
receiver from Green
Dobbs.
Bay. They picked him up in free agency, kind of a replacement for Stephon Diggs. They picked up some pieces on the defense like Kevin Byard, leader in interceptions this past season. A bit older, but is a veteran presence on that defense. Those are the big moves that are jumping out to me. But they have made some quiet moves for a team that just made it to the Super Bowl. But nothing insane. How are you feeling about them? How do you think they're going to do this year?
I think they have a lot to prove for sure. What's his name again?
Mike Vrabel?
No, the coach. The coach. Obviously, I know Vrabel now.
Drake May?
Yeah, Drake May. He had a little hiccup at the end there. I think he can definitely recover. I think that's where a lot of their focus is going to be at. Him getting his head on the game and then just kind of figure out they got a solid offense and defense. I think they do need to work on their defense, and I think that's what they're looking for. They could go for a lot of edge guarding, and a lot of their defense needs to be improved for sure.
Yeah, they really played up in the playoffs, but I do think that defense could improve. More than anything, they're just going to have a big change in the regular season, going from a very easy schedule to a harder one. So I think we're going to see a drop-off, but not because I think they suddenly get bad. It's just one of those it's going to look worse when you play against all of the best teams. So we'll see how they make it down the stretch, but I think they're in a pretty good spot. Next one for me, I got the Rams. They have made some notable moves, picking up some players from Kansas City, most notably, and I did have them pulled up because I don't remember people's names. I'm a little silly boy. They traded for Trent McDuffie, of course, and they signed Jalen Watson, 2 big corners. That was their biggest problem. Other than that, they kind of just spruced some things up. I think that was really all they needed. Their cornerback room was a bit rough. Their secondary was the biggest problem last season. They're looking exceptionally Super Bowl ready. You got Matt Stafford back for at least one more year. I think he signed for 2. So in theory, that would be one more we're running it down for the Super Bowl year, and then you kind of get your backup quarterback and start prepping for that. But yeah, I think they're my front runner to win everything. They look phenomenal. They were one of the best teams this past season, just struggled in the secondary. And there's really not much change over there. They just look better than they already were. So I think they look fantastic. How you feel about the Niners?
The Niners, yeah, for sure. They're a solid team and great staff.
Great staff, great coaches, great players.
Yeah, great flavors. Now you can't. As far as the Rams, they're pretty solid. Puka definitely just needs to get his.
Yeah, Puka's kind of the only mess the Rams are dealing with. But if we're being positive and saying he'll make it just fine and no scandals, then there's really nothing bad to say about the Rams. That team looks fantastic.
Yeah, they're pretty solid. Not really much to say, but yeah, they just gotta transfer that energy over to this upcoming season. Learn what mistakes and stuff that they can improve on, and yeah, pretty solid. Who are they looking for right now? Are they looking for more offense? I think.
I think they should pick up a wide receiver just because.
Right.
Once Devontae Adams is gone, there's no one at wide receiver after Puka, and he's got his own mess going on. So I do think they need a little more depth at wide receiver to help them out. They have a ton of tight ends, a great line, great defensive line. They already spruced up the secondary, so there's not much to improve. I think really it's just getting more depth at wide receiver.
Yeah, it's just kind of fine tuning the offense here and there. If they can get the wide receivers that they're looking for, they're they're already phenomenal. Offense is gonna be even better, and
Yeah.
then there's gonna be a force to be reckoned. If they already made it to the playoffs now, playoffs. Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they made it all the way to the NFC Championship
Yeah.
and then lost to the Seahawks. I definitely could see them going all the way this next year.
Yeah, I can see that too. All right.
Excuse me.
I got the 49ers. And talking about the 49ers, oh my gosh, what a mess. But at the same,
Electric plant aside.
yeah, electric plants aside, that's not really a thing, but it's being talked about. Offense, they need offense for sure. What's his name? Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, CMC just had the most touches I've ever seen, survived, but I don't know if he's going to do that again. There seems to be no way. He's 30 now. That's like usually kind of a cutoff date for a lot of running backs. They lost Brandon Ayuk, who they kind of didn't already have. They did lose some wide receivers to free agency, lost some defense to free agency, I believe, but they also have the oldest roster across all of the NFL.
Yeah.
They picked up Mike Evans, 34, I believe, wide receiver, maybe even older. But yeah, they're not getting younger, they're getting older. So they're kind of due for a full-blown collapse. I think we almost saw it this season. And then they managed to carry it through because they just have a maniac at coach.
Yeah, you see them play at the beginning, bro. They are insane. The offense, the team that could be if they just stop dying on each other.
Yeah, if they could just stay healthy for a year, they're gonna go all the way. It just seems impossible for them.
Like their defense, the amount of turnovers, the amount of interceptions, like those guys are solid. They're like they helped out with most of the. I'm trying to pull out their stats here, but their defense is pretty solid. But a lot of the times that people get injured and they get taken away.
Yep. And they did lose Robert Saleh, their defensive coordinator, now head coach of the Titans. I think that will have an impact, especially if they get really injured again. I don't know that I forget the individual that's DC now, but I just don't foresee them being quite as successful under the same circumstances. So they really got to get the injury bug taken care of, and I think that just takes getting younger, and they're refusing to do so.
Yeah, we're talking about a team who's had 27 sacks. Let's see, 49 touchdowns, 15 rushing yards, 33 passing yards, 0 returns, 1 defense turnover. Like, they're pretty solid. Defense is pretty solid. But like I said, Christian McCaffrey can only do so much. So if they get a solid, what they got? Tight end for the 49ers.
I don't even remember what I gave them.
Where are they at? Oh. Yeah, they got Casey Concepcion. So, yeah, they're looking for a wide receiver for sure.
Yeah, they need more wide receiver depth. Honestly, they kind of need to do a rebuild, but we'll see. I would put them as the outlook is bad, but I could see it successful.
Yeah. Brock Purdy is pretty solid as well. Can't
knock Purdy.
Let's see, Brock Purdy, 2,167 yards. We got Christian McCaffrey for 1,202 yards. Damn. That is insane. Receiving yards, 924. So, yeah. They got the tools. They got the staff and the coaches and the resources to do it. They just gotta stop falling on each other. They gotta stop stepping on their own shoelaces.
Facts. Big time facts.
Yeah. We'll see what changes they make. As far as injuries go, a lot of their if you look down the list, just hamstrings, quad tears, knees, more ankles, one growing,
One growing groin.
It's just a lot of hamstrings and a bunch of pulls. And as far as who's showing up to practice, let's see, Jacob Crowling has been going. We got Luke Gifford not going at all. A lot of them are partially going. The one that's definitely going to practice is Jacob Cowing. as far as everybody else, it doesn't. They're either they're going some every other day, except for what does it say, Jair Brown. He's not going at all. So I guess we'll have to find updates as whether they're gonna be ready for this upcoming season, and which there's still time, but how much time do they need to recover, and how much if they don't get any practice time, like would they be ready for the first game? Because that's another thing. They play this. They're the heck, no words coming out. But yeah, they're starting the season. They're the second team playing against the Rams in Australia, and the time zones change and jet lag and whatnot. So if they're already sick here, imagine if they go across the world feeling jet lag and being in an environment that they're not used to.
Yeah, they're not set up for success with that one. So
Yeah.
they got an uphill battle. They really just got to stay healthy, and we'll see if they manage to do that. But
yeah, their opening game is gonna be interesting for sure, in a different country against a solid Rams team.
But I think with that, we've run a little long, and the sick is catching up to me. So we did have more we were gonna do, like a little fun game. We're gonna have to save that for next week. That's what these little scary shots were for. But I'm about to explode. So with that, I'm guy number 1, Grayson. We'll be hitting you back next week for the draft. This is my buddy.
Hi, man. Guy number 2.
Guy number 2, Jaime. We'll catch you next week. Tune in. We'll give you some more details a little bit before. I can't wait to see you. I love you all. Mwah, kisses. Have a lovely day.
Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.
Drive safe. Tip your waitress. Don't be mean. Take care of your children.